These odds are also from FanDuel Sportsbook.
Welcome to NFL Week 6, ladies and gentlemen. Very unpredictable week a week ago. We had the Bears dominating in their first win of the season. Had the Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo still owns the Green Bay Packers. And we also had the San Francisco 49ers still owning the Dallas Cowboys. Let's head into Week 6. So here is how this works. I drag a lime W and a pink S to whoever I think wins the game this week and covers the spread. So Thursday Night Football, I got an AFC West battle between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. The last time the Denver Broncos beat the Kansas City Chiefs was on September 17th, 2015. September 17th, 2015, 8 years ago and counting, was the last time the Denver Broncos beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And I feel like those days are not numbered. The Chiefs are going to dominate this football game. It's a mess in Denver, short week. Their defense is bad. This team is so bad. It's the defense and the Chiefs. I might have some officiating on their side, to say the least. They all know who's their quarterback and their coach, the New England Patriots. We'll get to them later. The Kansas City Chiefs win this game and they cover the spread. Third straight London game here in Week 6. We got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tennessee Titans. Both teams ranked inside the top 10 against the run. Baltimore, 7th best run defense in the NFL. Tennessee Titans, 9th best run defense in the NFL. Before last week, they were top 5 after Zach Moss gushed him for 165 yards on the ground. I say they get that fixed, but I think the difference in this game is Baltimore and their defense against Ryan Tannehill. Their defense is one of the best in the National Football League. Give me the Baltimore Ravens with the spread and to win this game by more than 4 points. And we got a great underrated game here to start the 1 o'clock early window in Week 6 between the two top defenses in the National Football League in points allowed per game. The San Francisco 49ers and the Cleveland Browns. The Niners give up 13.6 points per game. That's number 1. The Cleveland Browns give up 15 points per game. That is number 2 with the Baltimore Ravens. With that being said, San Francisco, that Sunday night performance against Dallas, I think put them on the map. This could be a historic team. I said the same thing about Miami heading into the Buffalo game, and they got smoked. But this is different. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson's coming off a bad shoulder injury, and Nick Chubb is out for the year, obviously, and their run game hasn't been the same since he went down. Prayers up for Nick Chubb. With that being said, San Francisco 49ers win this football game by more than 6 points here against the Cleveland Browns on the road, and they obviously cover the spread. Down to A-Town we go. We got the Washington Commanders taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons coming off a win last week at home against Houston. Game-winning field goal, Desmond Ridder's best game of his NFL career. And Washington coming off that disappointing loss against Chicago on Thursday night where they just got slapped in the mouth, punched in the mouth. Washington's run defense is bottom 10 in the NFL, and Atlanta loves to run the ball. Also, Atlanta's a lot better at home than they are on the road, just like most teams in sports, not just in the National Football League. Give me the Atlanta Falcons to win and cover the spread. Don't need to spend much time in this one, but the Carolina Panthers going to the Miami Dolphins. Carolina's defense is 5th worst in points per game allowed at 29 points per game, 28.8. And Miami's offense, we just know how historic they are. The Philadelphia's 2nd in yards per game and 404. Miami's 109 more than them in 1st. 513 yards per game and 36 points per game. This could get ugly, Carolina. Devon Achane is out for Miami. That's a huge loss. He's only behind Christian McCaffrey in the entire NFL in rushing yards. But Miami, this is a special offense. The spread is 13.5. Give me the Dolphins. Next, we have an NFC North showdown between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. Justin Jefferson just put on IR with that hamstring injury. Chicago coming off that massive win. Minnesota losing in another one-score game. But the refs were against them. You play the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't know. But the Vikings probably still do not win that football game against the Chiefs last week. And with that being said, give me the Chicago Bears to win this game and cover the spread. And Justin Jefferson being out is huge. Their biggest target is TJ Hawkinson. And the Vikings defense is also still one of the worst in the National Football League. Both these defenses are bad, really bad, Chicago and Minnesota. Minnesota's defense is bottom. They give up 24 points per game. The bottom 10 in points per game in Chicago. Third in points per game allowed, only ahead of Washington and Denver. So give me the Bears to win in this game in a shootout and to cover the spread. Similar to the Broncos and the Chiefs situation, the Indianapolis Colts have not won a game in Jacksonville since September 21st, 2014. September 21st, 2014. 9 years ago was the last time the Colts won in Jacksonville. 9 years. And we all know about the 2 years ago, the playoff clincher. The Jags were the worst team in the league, and they had the clown party outside of the stadium before the game, and all of that, and they just smoked them. Carson Wentz that was the end of Carson Wentz's career right then and there in that football game. No Anthony Richardson, but Gardner Minshew's on the other side as well, and he's had a great year. I think this Jacksonville win in Buffalo is huge. Or not in Buffalo. This Jacksonville win in London against Buffalo is huge for their confidence. And they are favored at home by 4.5 points. Give me the Jaguars to win and cover the spread here. New Orleans Saints against the Houston Texans. Houston barely losing to Atlanta. We all know with New Orleans and New England what happened there. Similar to the Broncos Jets last week. Do not believe in the Saints. They're like that second tier of bad teams in the NFL at the moment. Give me the Houston Texans to dominate this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Houston won this game by 20. Give me the Texans to win and cover the spread. Cincinnati at home against Seattle. Seattle, last time we saw them, they had that 11-sack game on Daniel Jones in Week 4 on Monday Night Football. And then the Bengals, roll the clip.
I'm open. I'm always fucking open.
On first down, Burrow with time. Looking deep, looking for Chase. He's got it, and Jamar Chase on the deep ball for the touchdown. 63 yards.
Yep, showed who he was, and Bengals looked like the Bengals again. They're 2.5-point favorites at home. Seattle's a really good team, but I think last week is what the Bengals needed, and this division is not as good as everybody expected, including myself. Give me the Bengals to win and cover the spread. The story of the week: the New England Patriots going to Las Vegas, taking on the Raiders. Last year, we had that iconic play. We all know what happened there. And with that being said, 3.5-point favorites here for the Raiders. I don't know what's going on. It's sad what's going on in New England, but it's sad. That's a big story in the NFL this week. Give me the Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know what's going on in New England. This is it for Belichick, I feel like. I feel like this is it for Bill Belichick. Give me the Raiders. NFL flexed this game to the 3 o'clock window. Detroit Lions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucs had a bye. Before that, dominated New Orleans in the Superdome. Detroit dominated Carolina a week ago. They're 3-point favorites on the road against Tampa. We saw Tampa against a really good team in Philly, and they were dominated. I feel like Tampa's that good team. Maybe sneak in the playoffs at 8-9 wins, but I don't know. I think realistically they could win 6-7 games. And against the really good teams, they're not going to compete at all. And Baker Mayfield loves being the underdog, but Detroit's for real. They might not be San Fran or Philadelphia, but they're close. They're really, really close to that. So they give me the Detroit Lions here. Yeah, similar to these other divisional games this week, the Rams -7 here. They stayed competitive with Philadelphia for the whole game, mostly. Give me the Rams against the Cardinals -7. The Cardinals they play hard. I love what they're building out there, but they're starting to get figured out on film and what their identity is and all of that kind of stuff. So give me the Rams to win this game by more than a touchdown at home. Eagles at the Jets. This could be a sneaky, really good game. Zach Wilson, can he do it? Can he do it 3 games in a row against a top 3 team in the NFL at the moment? Eagles 7-point favorites on the road in New York. The Jets are one of the worst run defense teams in the NFL. They give up 146 rushing yards a game. That's only ahead of the Giants, Bengals, and Broncos. And the Eagles are the best run game in the league outside of Miami because of the speed that they have and the historic offense they have. So on paper, it feels like the Eagles should dominate because of their great run game against the mid-Jets run game. But the Jets' run defense, not last week, but against Buffalo, week 1 played pretty well. But regardless, give me the Eagles here to win and cover the spread. Win this game probably 30-10, or not 30-10, 30-20. It'll be closer, but then the Eagles, similar to last week, the Eagles will pull away late just like they did against the Rams. Give me the Eagles on the road. Sunday Night Football, just cringed. New York Giants against the Buffalo Bills. Why do they keep doing this? Seriously, why does the NFL keep putting the Giants on prime time? The Giants have let's just go total defense here. The Giants' defense is the 6th lowest ranked defense in the NFL. Give up about 378 yards per game. And the Buffalo Bills offense puts up almost 400 yards a game. That's 4th best in the NFL. Let's just keep going through the numbers here. Bills average 32 points per game. The Giants only score 12 points per game. And the spread here is 14, by the way. The Bills are favored by 2 touchdowns at home. The Giants defensively give up about 31 points per game, and the Bills defensively are 6th in points per game allowed at 16, tied for 5th with Kansas City. So, yeah, this is going to get ugly and ugly fast. I'll be shocked. They're going to get the Brian Daboll revenge game. Might be the only reason why this game is close. It's because Daboll knows Josh Allen better than anyone else. But regardless, just the directions of these teams and the morale of these teams and everything that's going on with the Giants, and just give me the Bills. Maybe the first half -14. This could get ugly fast. Give me the Bills. And then Monday Night Football, a shootout potentially here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Chargers. This should be a pretty good game. But it comes down to coaching, in my opinion, in this football game. Dallas favored by 2.5, coming off that awful loss in San Francisco. The only good news is that they're in SoFi, and California is a huge Cowboys fan state. A lot of states are like that, but whenever the Cowboys go to LA to play the Rams, it's always Cowboys fans. They do the same thing for the Chargers. The Chargers defensively aren't great. The Cowboys defense is hit or miss. One week they look not great. The next they look unbelievable. And part of that is to do with the surface they play on. I say this every single week. And Dallas 3-0 on turf fields, 0-2 on grass. SoFi Stadium is turf. Give me the Dallas Cowboys to win this game and to cover the spread. And that's going to do it for Week 6. Week 5 was not great. Went under 500 for pick'ems and against the spread. Let's bounce back this week. Everybody stay safe. Have a great weekend.